Alright, I'm gonna keep this intro short and sweet. There's a lot going on in the MMA world since the last time I made my first WireTap video. Um, so let me just get right into it.
Camille, let me start like this. Tried to put on skinny jeans and couldn't zip my zip. Nah, let me be blunt real quick. I don't wear skinny jeans cause my dick don't fit.
So just to kick it off, the first thing there's some news from Strikeforce. Since Dan Henderson signed on, they've already put him up for the middleweight title against Jake Shields. He's confirming that in April, which is the Strikeforce's next show, he'll be fighting Jake Shields for the title, where Strikeforce is saying that no, that's not true as of yet. I think they'll confirm it. Like, who else are they going to put up against Dan Henderson? After he fights Jake Shields, I know a lot of you guys who are watching this video right now would love to see Dan Henderson go take on Gegard Mousasi. I hope that happens. Mousasi needs a real challenge, and I think Henderson is the only person in Strikeforce at the moment that can give him that challenge to show that, yeah, he's a real badass. I think Mousasi has the potential to win that fight, but still Dan Henderson will cause a lot of problems for him and really make him bring out his talent and his skill. UFC Fight Night 21 information and news. It's been released that James Irvin, who recently, I think his last fight was against Anderson Silva. He's coming back to face Alessio Sakara. I think that should be a good fight. I like James Irvin a bit. I wouldn't mind seeing his UFC return. It was also named, I said last time that Sean Shirk is fighting Clay Guida. That is not happening. Third straight time that Sean Shirk is pulling out of a fight. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. I've always liked him as a fighter. I don't know what's going on, so he's out of the fight, and Shannon Gurgity is going to take his spot to face Clay Guida. The stock of that fight just went from up here to, down here, I don't know, but Clay Guida always puts on good fights. Rob Kimmins versus Mike Pierce has also been added to that. Yushin Okami is coming back to fight Lucio Linhars. Cole Miller is facing Andre Winner. And another big fight above average fight added to that card is Czech Congo versus Paul Buentello, sorry. Buentello showed in his last fight against Stefan Struve. He's a slugger. He likes to fight. He likes to keep it on his feet. So I think Congo is the perfect matchup for him to have an exciting fight. For sure, somebody's going to get knocked the fuck out. That's a guarantee. UFC 110, which is happening in Australia. One more fight was added to that. Igor Pokrojak versus James Tuhuna. Don't know much about those fighters. UFC 111. Mark Bocek versus Jim Miller has been added. Kurt Pellegrino versus Fabricio Camos has been added to it. Also, Ricardo Funch versus Matthew Rill. Rosemary Palhares versus Thomas Joel has been added to that. A fight that I actually want to see, Martin Kampman versus Ben Saunders. I think that's going to be a good fight. I'm hoping Saunders will pull out that victory. I'm a big fan of him. And Nate Diaz is taking on Rory Markham. This will actually be a welterweight fight, so Nate Diaz has decided to leave the lightweight division and go up to the welterweight and see what happens there. UFC 112, Kendall Grove has finally got an opponent, which would be Mark Munoz. This is depending on if his injuries that he suffered against his victory over Ryan Jensen at 108 are healed by then. I've only seen that one fight of Mark Munoz. I think Kendall Grove will pick out that victory right there. But you never know with these no-name people. They can just come up out of nowhere and just create a bang in the UFC. But I don't see that on Mark Munoz. UFC 113. There's been a lot of huge announcements on that. TJ Grant is facing Johnny Hendricks. Kimbo is making his return to the octagon. Kimbo Slice is facing Matt Mitrione. I think the winner of this fight, the loser of this fight should be cut from the UFC because it's not fair. Sure, you guys are you made it to the UFC. You didn't win the competition to begin with. and then they're still giving you chances to fight, but you're not even that great. You know, like I can even people that have been on the Ultimate Fighter in previous years and not won, but still came back and made ruckus in the UFC. Sure, but Matt Mitrione or Kimbo Slice, well, Matt Mitrione specifically, I don't think he's gonna make much noise in the UFC. So if he does lose, I think he should get cut. Kimbo, I doubt he's gonna get cut anytime soon, even if he loses, because his name alone is gonna bring pay-per-view buys, and Dana White knows that. So I personally hope that Kimbo whoops his ass. Paul Daly versus Josh Koscheck. That's been added to 113. Koscheck is saying that it's the co-main event of 113, which is the main event. Shogun and Machida. But we've been hearing rumors that Rampage and Rashad will be the co-main event for that event. I would rather have Rampage and Rashad, but if they manage to put Rampage, Rashad, Daly, Koscheck, Shogun, and Machida on the same card, god damn, that's going to be a good card. Let's just hope that Rampage and Rashad happens at 113. Well, I'm hoping. I don't know about you guys. That would be a killer card. But I think this was a good test for Paul Daly. I've seen a few people say, maybe he's just like the second coming of Houston Alexander. He wrecks like 2-3 people and then gets taken out by one of the elite guys. Well, not elite, but like upper echelon fighters. And I think Josh Koscheck is a really good test for him. Imagine the shit talking leading up to this fight. To end it off, we got some news of the UFC close to resigning Ricardo Arona. Heard a lot about him. Pride veteran, of course. Forrest Griffin is going to be fighting Lil Nog sometime this year. I think that'll be their next fight, both of them. Would be great, I think it'll be a really good fight. Also, Rich Franklin just had his hernia surgery. Everything is good to go. There was rumors of him facing Patrick Cote at UFC 113, but Cote's fighting Alan Belcher now at 113, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But Rich Franklin, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the octagon. He's on his decline of his career, but I think he can still provide some entertaining fights. His skill is still there, so let's see what happens with that. Diego Sanchez has just announced that he's going to be moving up to welterweight. If BJ Penn whooped his ass that bad, then what the fuck is GSP going to do to him, I don't know, but I'm sort of losing respect for Diego Sanchez. I sort of hoped he would have stayed at lightweight. If he can't get the lightweight title from BJ Penn, there's no way in hell that he's going to be getting the welterweight title from GSP. And lastly, I made this last topic of the day. Brock Lesnar is saying that he will be releasing news on his health tomorrow at SportsCenter. So I'll release another video regarding that. Obviously, it's only going to be one topic. A few other pieces of news may come out tomorrow. I'll cover that. That's another edition of WireTap, my second edition. Look out for number 3 tomorrow night, concerning Brock Lesnar's health and all that stuff. Comments. I'd love for you guys to support me. Just any way. I got not that many views on my last video, but I'm gonna keep making them. I have a few people that really like these videos, and I'm gonna just keep making them. So this one's up to you guys. Just get my name out there. Just I know I may not be like the MMA analyst or those other guys that take these reviews and like dissect them all the way down to like the core, but still, I'm just doing this for fun. For all you MMA fans out there, I hope you guys like what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Peace, and see you guys tomorrow.